My first experience with glass was about 14 years old, and my father asked me to cut a piece of glass up for him. Although he couldn't actually cut the glass himself, he knew the method. He showed me the method and I cut that piece of glass, and it was a real seminal moment. My whole life was based around that moment in time, very vivid to me now, because that one moment has led me to work at picture frame as glass cutting, commercial glass cutter, and then I trained as a pattern cutter. So that one moment shaped the rest of my life. Over the last 30 years, I've developed a style of work which has been described as New Deco or Neo-Deco. I tend not to be that traditional with my work. I'm really creating pieces for now, as opposed to emulating something that has been done already. I guess you could best describe my work as sort of organic geometry. That is to say, as I'm working on a piece, it tends to develop itself. It gives me ideas as I'm laying out basic key lines. I'm looking at the focal point of either a cabinet or a panel. It gets to the point where I instinctively know enough's enough. You know, I don't overgild the lily. It's very much understatement, and I'm very, very into, rather than lots of colour, good design lines, because they're pleasing to my eye, and it looks like that, you know, I'm getting that sort of feedback from customers. Good design lines, I think, are essential in creating a good piece.
What I want to do is replace the industrial Georgian wire glass that's on there. It doesn't do anything for the
Quite dark area as well, isn't it?
And also to bring some light in and to bring back the Edwardian feel.
Well, essentially, it's about listening to the customer. The customer will have seen work in my shop window, so that tends to give them ideas at that point. I guess it's quite important for me that I'm not emulating ideas. I'm not doing traditional Victorian designs. I tend to keep to my field. A lot of customers I deal with are deco lovers. They like the contemporary feel of deco, so it makes what I do quite easy. Now, essentially, I work full scale. I don't do drafts, because for me, full scale work gives me a better feel of the job. Once we've got through that stage, we're on the glass selection. So, and this entails me placing glass on areas of the panel. Once we've agreed the colour range, then I go off and cut each piece of glass, place it on the cartoon, and go through all of the traditional procedures to make that window. The construction and design of a window falls into 4 parts. You have your initial drawing, you go over to your cutting, then you have your leading, and then you have your finish. When you're leading a panel, you work over your cartoon. You lay each piece of glass over your cut line. In between each cut line runs a piece of lead. Each piece then has to be held using a ferrier nail. These are ferrier nails and a clamp. And this allows each piece of glass to be held firmly against your cartoon. Once all your pieces are laid out and firmly held on your cartoon, You then go through soldering, where you use a flux, you use a solder, which is a 60-40 solder. This melts to wherever your flux is laid. This will form a seal in between each piece of lead, very rigid once recoagulated.
I'm very pleased with the way the doors turned out. I think Ruben's done a great job for me. I particularly like the organic geometric art deco look. He's managed to get a Charles René Mackintosh look, but has brought it up to date, which was just what I was after. And I love the contrast of the textures of the glass, the different patterns with the restrained use of the colour. I think it works beautifully. I'm delighted, and it's even better than I expected.
I see myself in the future obviously continuing to work in glass. I have a feeling that my work is about my legacy. When I'm long gone, my windows hopefully will still be in situ. I can only develop this more. I still have the same passion that I've ever had with glass all my life. I still feel it's a wonderful medium to work with. It's capable of doing so much. In the right hands, you can take it wherever you want to go, and I feel that I'm an ambassador for this craft. It's still alive and it's still kicking, and it's here in Southend.